guys, so I just wanted to take a few minutes to go over some math that I really don't get to do with owners on the phone as much as I would like. One, if owners aren't seeing the same numbers that I'm talking about, it's very hard to kind of see the overall big picture. So I figured maybe I could take a few minutes, come on here, do some simple math, help some people who might be on the fence that I haven't even talked to yet, that might be able to help them make some decisions that can better their financial futures as far as real estate's concerned. So, I also want to state that this is all based on an actual situation that I had a lady call a couple months ago. She was on the fence about renting out her property versus selling it. So I took the time. We are a full service brokerage here, so I can help people sell their houses too. But I helped her work out a net sheet so she could see about how much she would make if she sold the house and that, lump sum payout versus, what she could get monthly renting it. I think the issue we had there was she wasn't thinking quite long term or even just the short term of 3 years. And I kind of regret not being able to work out those numbers with her to help her better understand. But like I said, in that first phone call, it's really hard to really break down the facts with everybody. So I wanted to take the chance to do it here. So you're going to have to forgive me in my handwriting because this is kind of an awkward angle to write at. But I'm, again, doing this based on her situation. It's going to be different for everybody. But if you ever want me to break down the numbers for you and your specific property, I'm happy to do that so we can find out what makes the most financial sense for you. So, when I ran comps on her property, she could have sold it at $114,000. That's what the comps supported. She ended up selling with an outside. She had already had an agent, which I knew, which is fine. So she sold with an outside agent. I did keep an eye on the property so I could see, what happened because I care. She ended up selling it at $107,000. She could have sold it for this. I'm not sure what negotiations took place to get her down here, but she ended up selling it for $7,000 less than what she thought she would. So I'm going to count that as a $7,000 loss because it's money she thought she was going to be pocketing when she made her decision. So, with that being said, we've got our $7,000 loss there. I want to come down and talk about cost of sale. Cost of sale in Virginia is roughly 10%, give or take a little bit. That includes realtor fees, paying attorneys, closing costs, all of that. So the 10% right here, $10,700. Sorry about that, my computer might be a little loud. So $10,700 cost of sale in Virginia. Plus, I want to add in that $7,000 loss up here because, like I said, that's money she thought she was going to have when she made the decision to rent instead of selling. So all in all, that is money that went elsewhere. And when I worked up her net sheet, I believe selling at this price, she was only going to be netting about $3,000 or $4,000. So it looks like after all was said and done, she ended up actually bringing money to the table. So I want to talk about what that looks like if she had just rented it out for 3 years with our company. And for anybody kind of just tuning in, I'm talking about how just renting out a property for 3 years can completely change the financial dynamic of your net when you do go to sell. So I kind of want to come over here. When I ran comps on renting out her property, she could have rented it out for $1,100 a month. $1,100 over 3 years is $39,600 is what she would have had profit-wise. Of course, that's before management fees come out, so I'm going to get to that. So 3 years, let's just say we place a tenant in there for 3 years on a 3-year lease. Our tenant placement fee on a 3-year lease is 2 months full rent, so there would be that. So we take that out, get the $37,400, and then of course we have our monthly management fee, which she was looking at $99 a month, which is what we offer. So when we take that out, that's $3,564 for $99 a month for 3 years, bringing her grand total to $33,836 that she would have gained over a 3-year period. Which one looks better to you guys? And I know there's going to be some naysayers out there that are like, that was going to pay down her mortgage. Yes, you're absolutely right. But when she goes to sell, this goes towards her net. And guess what? She didn't pay it. Somebody else did. Somebody else was paying down her asset for her. So, and $1,100 covered more than just her mortgage. So, just laying out all the facts there. Yes, when she goes to sell it, she's still going to have to pay her closing costs and all of that. She's going to have her cost of sale. But this hurts a lot less, or sorry, this hurts a lot less when you've got this behind you. So, and that's just 3 years. That's just 3 years of holding a property, and the difference is there. I'm not including the fact that properties appreciate year over year in Virginia roughly 3% year over year. So if I do that math, we're going to go on the lower number, the 107, what it sold for. So if we do a 3% year over year increase there, that means 3 years later, and I know it's not an exact science, these are just the averages of the area, but that's how much more she could have sold it for. Almost $10,000 more just 3 years later. So you've got that plus your gains from renting it out. So again, you're putting yourself in a much better situation. I'm not saying rent out your property forever. I mean, it's great if you do, if you want to hold on to your portfolio and just have, a couple of rental properties and retire on those. That's what a lot of real estate agents do, because we might not have a 401k or a partner who has a 401k or any sort of other retirement setup. Many agents retire on their investments, on their portfolios. So clearly there is a method to the madness. Anyway, I want to kind of go back over here to our property management fees, because I hear, sometimes, property managers, they're so expensive. Well, let me just explain to you how we're not expensive. So this is, again, 3 years worth of fees. Do some quick math, 6, 7, 5. So 5,700, blah, 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 over a 3 year period. When you divide that by 3 years, do you know how much that comes to a day? Anybody? I'll give you a hint. It's okay, I'll tell you. Comes to $5.26 a day. Right here. To have a full team represent your property. I can't talk. Your most valuable asset managed by an entire team of people for $5.26 a day. And I know there are more people than me that go to Starbucks almost every day. You can have a whole team managing your property. So, one other thing I did not include is this number goes up year over year too. So not only do property values appreciate, so do rental values. So I'm not even doing all of that math right now. That's just kind of showing you a general summation of what it would look like if, instead of taking the money and running, selling your property right off the bat when you get the first inkling that you might be moving, you're getting orders out of the area, any of that, instead of taking the money and run, even if you invest it short term for 3 years, have us handle all the midnight calls, all of that stuff, you don't have to worry about anything. For $5.26 a day to get these kind of gains over 3 years, where else can you invest your money and get it back that quickly? And don't tell me about flipping right now, because I know it's not a flipping market. Maybe in a few years. So anyway, if anybody out there ever wants me to run these numbers on their specific property, because this is a one property scenario, this is a property that could rent for $1,100 a month. I can do it for your specific property, your specific situation. And again, I'm not pushing anything on anybody. I just want everybody to make the best financial decision for them. So if it is selling, I'm going to tell you, hey, you should sell your property. But I will work out the numbers for you, and we can do a long-term plan, a short-term plan, selling it, taking the money and run. I'll help you walk through all of that. Just give us a call here at Renters Warehouse, 757-272-1616. Ask for Cassie, ask for Angelique. We're happy to help you. Again, we're here to help you make the best decision for you, and I can work out these numbers on any property you throw at me. So have a good one. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, again, you can give us a call, 757-272-1616. Bye, guys.